Welcome to the Relevant Podcast. I am your host, Rello. This is my co-host, Rob, and this is Relevant, where relevance is the only thing that matters. We discuss sports, pop culture, and everything in between. Join us as we discuss everything that is
What?
relevant. And what's relevant today is just like we did last time, retro movie reviews. And today we got a special one in my heart, the Wood, the 1999 classic, underrated classic, The Wood, starring Omar, Epps, Sanaa Lathan a little bit. Man, it's different for you than it is for me. This movie kind of hit me at a point in my life where it was just like golden, right? Like when I first saw this movie, I was like, oh, this is what life is like. This is what I aspire to be, right? The movie is pretty simple. It's about three young friends who grew up in Inglewood, California, also known as the Wood to them. And it's just a coming of age story of Mike, Slim, and Roland, and how they grow up together, and from middle school all the way up until one of them gets married. What are some of your like general takeaways from The Wood before we dive deeper into the movie as a whole?
General takeaways. I would say it's crazy how guys can become friends so quickly,
Yeah.
right? Like just to get into it like real quick, like when you first start off into the movie, they meet just walking, and it's like how guys are. What'd you think about this girl? Right? But it can be a girl, it could be sports, it could be right. We just need one thing in common that we locked in.
Take
right?
away. Take off.
Yeah. So like first day, they asked the question about the girls, and then I think it might have been all same day or like within a day or two, they do about to get into the fight, and then they like jump in with them, and then after that they're like, "Hey man, you ever need us? We here."
Yep.
Right. And that's God's friendship. Like day one, like, oh, okay, if you ever need us, we're here. It's like, I just met you. You my boy. You my boy. You know what I'm saying? So that's my general takeaway. Just that the friendship, the male friendship aspect that I don't think is like talked about enough.
You're right. Like I think one of the reasons probably why this movie hits home to me is because like as a young kid, we didn't move around a lot, but when we did move, like this was the movie that like one of the first movies I remember seeing like when we moved, right? So for those who don't know, Mike, they call him Big Mike. He's from North Carolina.
Yeah, that boy country.
He country as hell. He's from North Carolina. His mom moves all the way to Inglewood, California for a new job. So like his first day of school, right? He just like you said, he runs into Roland and Slim, and they walk up. Hey, who Apollonia or a Vanity? Two girls compared to two women, right? So he picks one, and then like it's funny because like you said that they become friends so quickly, and with friends we also like kind of give each other a hard time as well, right? So like they say Vanity or Apollonia. I think Mike says Vanity.
Yeah, he say Vanity.
He says Vanity, and then Slim's like, man, he don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah,
he's like, man, he's stupid. Like he don't know what blah 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 blah. So like. It's funny how like and then it's funny how like when they go to class and the roasting don't stop, right?
Yeah.
Like between friends, like it never stops. We always giving each other a hard time, right? And when Mike has to give like his introductory speech to the classroom, Slim like something I like sports and that's it, because Mike is so nervous. He's like, I like sports and that's it. Slim is in the back. I like sports, and that's it. Had a whole classroom just dying, right?
Yeah.
And then also, like you said, like when friends have something in common, it kind of forms a bond for life, right? So everybody knows in the school, Alicia, Alicia is the finest girl on school, right? Can't nobody touch Alicia. And they give him a bet. They give Mike a bet to do. Like, it's kind of like a, not hazing, but it's like this is your
initiation.
This is your initiation, right? To be initiated into our group of friends, you need to go grab her booty. Right? And they always betting on something. Like the three friends, they always betting on something. So I think he gave him $1. He bet him $1 or something like that.
Bet you $1. Yeah.
I bet you $1. Rolling, I bet you $1. You won't go grab her booty. And like, speaking of that, like during this time, especially like when we was young, did you ever like realize, or do you now realize how normalized like sexual abuse was?
No. What's funny is I'm watching it. I ain't think nothing of it. I'm just like, yeah, grab her booty.
Yeah, but like when you think about it now, like in 2024, like
he going to jail.
He going to jail or something.
Yeah, he getting kicked out of school. Like that happened in the movie, and it's just like that's what I'm saying. Like us growing up, I'm just like, even right now, I'm just like, just grab her booty, nigga. But now that you pointed out, I'm like, oh yeah, that's just crazy how like the world has changed, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's like when I was younger watching it, and I saw that when you see him Mike grab her booty, and then she just flies off the hinges, like she gets super mad. Which now I'm like, but back then I'm like, damn, why she so mad? He just grabbed her booty. But like now I'm thinking like, oh yeah, she should have got mad. Like you just sexually assaulted this chick, right?
Yeah.
And then like she said, I'm gonna call my big brother Stacy. And then we find out like Slim and Roland kind of give Mike the brief, like, hey, you remember like because they trying to put him up on game like for new life in Inglewood. So like one of the conversations they had before was about the gang life, right? You got Bloods, Crips. So no, Roland says either you gang bang or you play ball, or you could be a pimp like me, right? Or you can be a player, I guess.
Yeah.
And so like they kind of reiterate what they said before. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna go get my big brother. He gonna mess you up. And he's like, hey, remember that conversation we had about Bloods and Crips? Well, Stacy's a Blood. He's like, what? So Stacy comes back. Stacy comes to pick up Alicia from school at the end of the day, and he starts tagging him. He starts tagging Mike. Start giving Mike that work. Bow 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 bow. But like you said before, Roland and Slim kind of almost got him into it, so they kind of help him out. And it kind of forms it kind of solidifies their friendship, right? He's like, hey man, no matter what, we got your back. We got you into this, we're gonna get you out.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
No,
you right. What was you going with that point? Or you just telling the story?
I was kind of telling the story.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think at that point that solidifies the friendship. And it also, I think that kind of lets everybody know that Mike ain't to be messed with either, right?
Yeah, he ain't no punk.
He ain't no punk because he swung off on Stacy.
Yeah.
Even surprised Stacy, right? Stacy, because the sister was like, I just told you to
scare him. I just wanted you to scare him a little bit.
Yeah. He's like, I was trying to scare him.
Yeah. But like, yeah, it's funny. It's like, because like Mike has the same, it seems like Mike has the same kind of thought process I have, like when it comes to like fights or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like my philosophy is, I may not win the fight, but you're not just gonna whoop my ass.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna make it difficult, right?
Yeah.
Some way, somehow, it ain't gonna be easy for you.
Yeah, you ain't gonna think you can just come back. Like we talk about the movies that we had, or the shows we have, and the bullies in them. He's like, you just gonna keep getting bullied, right? Mike said, you ain't gonna bully me. Mm-hmm. You may beat me up, but you won't bully me, right? Which is two different. Yeah. So no, you're right.
And it's funny how like you said, like Alicia said, oh, I just wanted you to scare him. And now thinking back, like rewatching the movie, I'm like, I think Stacy was just gonna scare him.
Yeah.
because Mike is the one. Mike's the one that swung first,
Yeah.
and then Stacey was like, "What the?
Didn't you just hit me?
You just hit me." Oh, now I can't just now I can't just let this slide.
Yeah, everybody gonna know which it comes through the movie. Stacy got a soft spot,
Yeah,
right? And I think a lot of times Stacy's probably like my favorite character in the movie, because I think he's like the realest character in the movie as well, right? Like I'm a gangbanger, but I'm gonna still look out for the little homies,
yeah.
right? Which how it should be. I'm still look out for my little sister,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like when he get put over by the cops, he straighten up. Oh,
Yeah.
hello.
Hey, you remember this is the funniest shit to me. Like it's not even like obvious or blatant when the cops pull them over and you see Stacy's face and he's trying to keep composure. You see his lip quiver.
No, I see that.
Oh, you gotta. So just rewatch that scene. Like he's like, "Hey, how you doing, officer? Is there something wrong?" And he's just like. Like I swear, like you could tell he's like scared, but like he's trying to keep his stuff together.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Stacy is my favorite character because he's like just he's like doing everything, right? Look up at the little homie, right? Go rob the store. Hey, let me give y'all a ride to the ball. Gets out the car, talks to my, hey man, you know what I'm saying? I can see you like my little sister.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And just throughout the whole movie, he's just he's a solid dude, even though he's a gangbanger, right? And I think
Stacy is a product of his environment, right?
Yeah.
Like when they introduce Stacy, they introduce him as a villain, but he's not a villain.
Yeah.
He's just a dude, like you said, he's just doing what he got to do.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. But even when he beat up the dude, the sister, right? You can tell his little sister was like, "What you doing, Stacy?" He was like, oh. And just like,
"Come on, Alicia."
yeah. You
said,
got me.
Come on.
Yeah.
Is the voice cracking?
Yeah.
All right, so The Wood is one of those movies that I traditionally don't like. Right, it's one of those movies that switches back and forth between time periods. I usually don't like that, but for me, like this in The Wood, it works, right? Because the movie doesn't start out with them as kids. Like it doesn't show them as kids first. It shows them as adults. I'm assuming they probably like in their mid-20s or late 20s or something like that.
I'm thinking late 20s.
Late 20s, early 30s.
Right now they look old.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But it starts out with them somewhere in that age range. Somebody's getting married, right? And then you find out later it's Roland's getting married, which is kind of a shocker when you it's kind of backwards. Like you go back and you look at Roland as a kid, you're like, oh, he's the one that's getting married. Oh, I got to see how this unfolded, right?
Yeah, this pimp.
Yeah, this pimp. Oh, yeah, a pimp like me.
Yeah.
So Roland's getting married, but for some reason, Roland is nowhere to be found. Right? Mike can't find him, Slim can't find him. So now they're on a mission. Not a mission, but they're on a little task to go find Roland. Because he's missing from the wedding. He's like a runaway groom or something like that. So they end up finding him, and he's drunk because he had cold feet, right? So he ended up they find him at one of his ex-girlfriend's house, drunk.
Yeah, like his first love ex-girlfriend.
His first love, right? So like that's one of the things that don't work for me when I see these in movies, right? When like a groom or a bride just like runs away the day of the wedding and gets drunk or do something stupid like that. I'm like, movies act like people just wake up one morning and then get married that same day. Like there's a whole process, especially for the wedding that they having. They got a whole big extravagant joint. Like it's not even.
They got tuxes and
big cakes. Yeah. They got a DJ. They got like flowers and like everybody got suits.
Yeah.
Months, if not a year.
Yeah.
Right. It's just I don't believe that is any I don't believe it's realistic for somebody to just wake up and just be like, "No, I ain't doing this no more."
Yeah.
Like I don't think it happens like that.
Yeah, you had a long time to think about this.
A long time, especially like you waking up. He about to get married to Lisa Ray in 1999.
Yeah. Sign me up. I'm there.
Where do I sign?
Yeah. He probably nervous because she used to work at the strip club. Yeah.
I told you not to mess with that girl, man. I told you.
Yeah, shit.
So who are some of your who's your favorite character in the movie?
Oh man. I'm probably gonna have to say Big Mike, man.
Big Mike. Okay. Why?
Yeah, Big
Why
Mike.
Big Mike?
I think I kind of resonate with him like the most.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I know me as a kid, I was kind of like naive to like just situations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then just naive situations. And yeah, I'm not really like talkative like Slim. I'm not talkative like Roland. I feel Big Mike is just taking everything in.
Mm-hmm.
But made sure he looked out for. He wasn't no punk, right? And then he looked out for his friends. It's kind of like I don't feel like anybody was a leader. I feel like they all like women. You know, people was like, "Oh, this is the leader of the group." Nobody was the leader of the group. In male groups, everybody have like their own little role, right? Yeah. And I think his role for the most part was to like just keep them fools out of trouble.
Gotcha.
At first, they like getting them in trouble as a kid, right? And then I think as they grew up, his role was to kind of like keep them out of trouble and be like the what word am I looking for? The voice of reason.
Okay. Yeah.
So
cool. I like that. Like for me, like to your point, Mike is like you said, nobody's the leader of the group, but like the story is told kind of from Mike's point of view.
Yeah.
But it's not like you said, he's not like the de facto, come on everybody, rally around me. Like it's just told from his point of view. Like if you tell the story from like Roland or Slim's point of view, you have the same movie.
Yeah.
But it might be fun. It might be a little goofier if it's told from Slim's point of view, right? And it might be a little more probably sexualized if it's from Roland's point of view.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that. To me, my favorite character is Slim. Slim is the funny. I like the goofy people in movies and TV shows. Slim is just the goofy, like you said. He don't take nothing serious. Like everything's a big joke.
Yeah. Until the wedding day.
Till the wedding day? Up till the wedding day, he was still making jokes.
Yeah.
Because remember, he came into the room, like he knew the wedding is all effed up. He walked into the room like, hey, what you waiting on? Let's go.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking about in the beginning when he's just mad at fucking Roland and shit, when he walked in there cussing his ass out, cussing Mike out, because when he's like, introducing me to these people I don't know in the very beginning. When he's talking to, is that called breaking the fourth wall? When they like speaking to us?
Yeah, when they speak to the audience, yeah.
Yeah, speak to the audience and shit. Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, don't ever embarrass me for the company, motherfucker. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay, got it. So one of the things that about this movie that irritates me because it is my favorite movie is that it gets compared to and confused with The Best Man.
Because of Taye Diggs.
Because of Taye Diggs, probably, yeah. I can see that, which I don't like because to me they're fun. They're two fundamentally different movies. Like one is about growing up, like one is about friendship, right? And then the other one, The Best Man, is kind of, to me, hot take. Unpopular opinion. I don't like The Best Man.
Why not?
I just don't find it. I mean, the movies ain't got to be super realistic. I just find it super ratchet. Like it's just, it's messy. How about that? The movie is messy. as far as like the characters, because I'm not talking about like the structure of the movie. Like the characters are messy, the story is messy. Like I just don't like these people at all. That's just me. Do you like The Best Man?
Is Sanaa Lathan in The Best Man too?
Sanaa Lathan, I don't think I don't think she's in The Best Man.
I think she is, man.
Is she? No, she is. Is she?
Yeah, she is. Best Man limited series or some shit. Let me see. I'm trying. That might be what it is though. So they got both of them got Sanaa Lathan. You know, Sanaa Lathan was in like every
late 90s,
Black
early
Club
2000s
movie
yeah.
through the 90s and early 2000s.
She is in that movie. Yeah, she is. You're right.
You want my honest opinion? My opinion?
Yeah.
First thought. I watched all of these movies. I watched The Best Man. I watched The Wood. None of them really speak to me.
Really?
I don't know why. Like I've seen them, but yeah, they just not my thing. The Wood is good. Like I went back and rewatched it. I'm just watching it. Maybe it was because it was a time in my life because we like different ages. So when I'm watching The Wood, I was born in '86. Wood came out in '99, right? So I'm like 13 years old.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? And then so like a 13 or 14. So I'm watching. I'm just like, it's. I'm that age. I'm the age of the kids in the movie. So I'm just like, okay, like that ain't what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the one thing that did resonate with me was the pen and the paper type deal.
Yeah.
I had a pen and a paper, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, as far as like, yeah, that wouldn't. And then I was like a little older, so I'm watching it, and I'm like, y'all got parents at home and stuff like that. I'm from I grew up poor, man. Like no parents in the house. Like I knew my parents, but they was like too busy working and stuff like that. I don't know what they're working for. I guess I don't know. But anywho, just none of it resonated with me. Best Man, they resonate with me again, right? I think because it's messy.
Messy. It's just messy. Like I don't
just drama, right? I think it's a drama-filled movie, and as a male, I'm not one for drama.
Right.
I'm trying to think of the type of movies I like made by Black people. I guess comedies, man. The Bad Boys of the world, I guess the less messy movies. I don't know, like some with Denzel in it, some with Will Smith.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel like certain artists make music, right? And I'm just like, that ain't for me, right? Strong and independent, right? That wasn't made for me. I don't think Best Man was a movie that was made for me, and whatever. If I throw in like the Madea movies in with that, Tyler Perry, those movies ain't made for me. They made for a specific target audience,
right?
That can relate to them. So yeah, if I had to choose between Best Man and The Wood to wrap that up, I'm going with The Wood because I believe that was a movie more so suited for me, and I can just relate to it.
Okay, yeah. So for me, The Wood came out at a time where like they're in middle school, right? When it starts out, they're in middle school. To me, that's when I'm like, because 99, I'm like 9 or 10 or something like that. I'm 9. So like to me, when I'm watching The Wood, I'm like, oh, that's what it's gonna be like.
Yeah.
Right. So that kind of it was for me. It was like study hall, right? So oh, I'm taking notes. Like, oh, this is what I need to know, because that's kind of how the movie's presented when they're in when they middle school and high school. Yeah. It's kind of like a playbook on how to survive in school. Yeah. Like you said, before the dance, they giving Mike the brief. Like, hey, you got Tic Tacs. You got to make sure they don't ever fall out your mouth, right? When you got gum, suck, never chew, right? Because it looks tacky, right? You don't ever want to have no bad breath. It's like stay away from fruit flavored snacks. Always have mint flavor.
Yeah.
Right. So to me, I'm like, oh yeah, cool. I'm taking notes. This is what it's going to be like, right? And then also to hit on the topic that you said, or a point that you said, and you know this about me, like I love movies with black people shown in positive images, right?
Yeah.
So like Stacy's gang banging, but like he's not just gang banging for gang banging sake.
He's looking out for the little homies. He's looking out for his sister.
Right. He's not like I said before, he's not a villain, right? He just, like he said, like he's just doing what he got to do to survive, right?
Yeah, nigga, I'm from Inglewood, nigga. This is what I got to do.
He's starting trouble, right? Like for one, like him and Alicia's mom ain't never home.
Yeah.
Like she working. She got stuff to do, right? So like he ain't. So Stacy presents to me like somebody who is fending for himself, and he's always probably had to fend for himself, and he probably don't know no better. This is all he know, so this is all he gonna do. Daddy
probably in jail,
right?
Or dead, one of the two.
Yeah. So like. I just love the positive images that it portrays. Like when they grow up, Mike, Slim, and Roland, they never say like what. Do they ever say what kind of jobs they got?
No, I don't think so. But you assume that they like
upstanding, some kind of high corporate,
upstanding citizens. Like, yeah.
Yeah, even despite the fact that where they grew up, right?
Yeah.
Like they didn't like the houses they grew up were nice. Like the yard was clean, the house was clean. Mom was taking care of.
You can tell it was raised right.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just kind of movies that I gravitate to. Like I don't like movies where like the black dudes always gotta, in order for the black people to come up, we gotta sell drugs. Like
yeah. Like, no, I'm right there with you. I'm thinking the black movies I like He Got Game. Yeah, let me see. Keep going. You know.
Where's I going with that? Right. Well, yeah, so when we talk about the relationship between Mike and Alicia, right? It starts out very contentious, right? Because he grabs her booty and she calls the cavalry, which is Stacy, and he kind of beats his ass, right? But the respect is there. Like he didn't do it it's kind of hard to say somebody didn't sexually assault you in a disrespectful manner. He was just right. He's just a kid. Like that's just what they do, right? And I think she understood that, especially at the point where he was getting his ass beat, and then he told Stacy like, "No, man, I just think she pretty," and like that kind of hit her right in the soft spot. So I think from that point on, she had a mutual respect for Mike. For one, because he had the guts to say like he thought she was pretty, and two, like he had the guts to actually fight Stacy. So I think she respected him for that. So like she had no problem with like dancing with him at the ball, giving him her number, because what Mike did and what so many other dudes failed to do was just approach her. Like everybody always thought she was the shiny thing that nobody could touch, and everybody just kind of like thought she was like holier than thou. They trying to mack her, and he ain't got no game, so he's just like, you want to dance? He was like, yeah, shit, I dance. And then for one, I like how Stacy kind of gave him the play.
Yeah.
Stacy drew the play up for him. He's like, hey, man, she loves this song by Luther Vandross. If that song plays, get you a dance.
Yeah. That's the big brother. No, big brother didn't kind of like go the little dude out and was like, okay, yeah. If anybody gonna talk to my little sister,
it's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he already gave him the stamp.
Yeah, he's like, I know he ain't no little punk.
Yep.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I like he looked out. He just looked out for me. You know what I'm saying? With the gun in the car. Right. Okay, I rocks with him.
Yep.
You can talk to my little sister. You know what I mean?
Yep. To elaborate on that scene, so like it's the scene before. So to set it up, it's a scene before they get to the ball. Before Mike, Roland, and Slim get to the ball, they go to the corner store so they can get the gum and the Tic Tacs and stuff like that. So they had the fresh breath. And while they are there, Stacy and his homeboy come into the corner store to rob it. Right? Do they even successfully rob the place?
I don't even. They get whatever. I got their snacks.
Yeah, because they didn't even get no money.
Yeah, it's just trying to get like snacks. They said they got zigzags.
They're trying to get rolling papers and condoms.
Yeah. I'm about to go to old girl house after this.
Yeah. Yeah, Worm from Coach Carter.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah, yo. So after he gets done with the, I guess, failed robbery, he's like, hey, do y'all want to ride to the dance? And he was like, no. Nah. Like, yeah. So they get a ride to the dance. And as they're on the way to the dance in the car, they get stopped by the police. Just because they 5 black dudes in a bright red Chevy or something like that. Old school.
And what's the name? The tail light was out.
Oh, the tail light was out too. Yeah. So they get stopped by the police. They get the police tell them to get out of the car, and they put them on the sidewalk, and they're about to search the vehicle. And as they searching the vehicle, you notice that there's the gun that they robbed the store with is under the seat.
It ain't under no seat.
No, it's on the seat.
It's on the ground on the passenger seat. Like that's where you hit it.
Yeah, right. That was Worm, because Worm's stupid.
Yeah,
because that's where he was sitting.
Yeah,
like you could have put it in the glove box or something. Like
glove box, you could put it under the seat. You just put it right on the ground. It is full.
So as Mike notices that the police are about to search in that exact spot, which I don't know how they didn't see it.
Yeah.
Just off
movie
initial look.
Yeah.
Movie land.
Yeah.
Right. He notices that the police are about to see it. So he tries to create a distraction. So he fakes like an asthma attack or something like that, or allergies or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they stop searching. And then it's funny, the irony of the situation is that the cops get dispatched to a robbery at a corner store, and they have to leave the scene immediately to go check out the robbery, which in fact, that was the robbery that Stacy and old boy just committed.
Yeah.
So the robbery that they committed got them out of the traffic stop.
Which is wild, but because it'll be hello. If he got called in, he was like, "Who robbed you?" It was 2 dudes, and they left with 3 other guys in this car.
Right. Yeah, they would have been caught immediately. Like it's just not.
Yeah, he just said, "Oh, we got him right here."
Yeah, right.
Yeah, lucky for them, the dude who called it in probably didn't speak no English.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah. So
yeah, so they get back into the car. Stacy tells homeboy that he robbed the store with. He was like, "Hey man, you can't sit in the front because you over here crying."
Yeah, he was crying.
That motherfucker, he wasn't even crying. He was bawling, bro. Like his face was wet. He was like, "Hey man, you sit in the back. Mike, get in the front. Let's go." So, and then after that, that's when they give him the play. That's when they give him the play on how to approach his sister. Right, man, I love this movie. I love this movie, dog. Like,
yeah, I figured you did.
Why you say that?
When you like The Wood, I was like, The Wood.
My favorite movie, dog. Like you can't see it, but like
I can see why though, right? Because like as I was rewatching it, it's like little lines in the movie, right? It's like a coming of age movie, right? And yeah, it's just I can see it. I'm trying to think of a movie that did that for me. You know what I'm saying? Because we all got a lot of times it's just when you watched it, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm looking at like old black movies right now. I don't know. I don't think I got it.
Yes, to me, like it's just one of my favorite. Like you can't see it, but like right here on this wall, right here, right in front of me, I got the poster of The Wood. Like it has a special place. It's like it's by itself. Like not like these movies behind me.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's 3 movies on the wall. No, this one is by itself.
I got you. I'm looking at this. Brown Sugar, Sanaa Lathan and Taye Diggs again. They was in everything.
Yeah. Hey, we got a black romance movie. Who we got? Taye Diggs, Sanaa Lathan. Let's go.
Yeah.
So as they grow up, Mike, Roland, and Slim, they grow up, they go to high school, and they kind of graduate from grabbing booties to getting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I said before, to me, this is what I thought I was aspiring to. I'm like, oh man, I'm taking notes. Like this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And, you know, they bet on the 3 friends, they bet on everything, right? So I think their bet was whoever gets, they put money into a jar, right, every week. And then until somebody gets some.
Get some butt. Yeah.
Till somebody gets some butt. Actually get some butt.
Yeah.
And every week you see it's like a montage. Like every week all 3 of them trying. They got girls at the house. They keep trying. They ain't got no game, no Mac at all. They keep failing. And like one of the scenes, like I think Slim is talking to the girl. She was like, man, I know you. He's like, I know you gave that boy Eric some or something like that. That you gave Eric some. I know I look better than him.
Yeah.
I just let it. And so come to find out, without trying, Mike ends up smashing Alicia.
Yeah.
Because it was just natural, right? He wasn't. They had at this point they become friends, right? So like we
friends. We've been kicking it. She might as well do it with somebody I know.
Right.
Yeah.
It happens, and then it's natural, and then and this how much of a upstanding guy that Mike is. He never told nobody until somebody else won the bet. Did you remember that? You don't remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that because I was quick story one night I'll share with the world. When I first had intercourse, right, as a young male, I had a cousin who wasn't as tall as me, wasn't as good looking as me, you know, whatever, right? And I never told him because I knew if I had told him, probably a different reason, he was going like, I got to.
Yeah.
Right. So I never spoke on it, never told him, just kept it to myself until he finally told me. I was like, oh, that's good, man. And then I finally told him because I didn't want him to cause you know how people are like, I knew it would be like a competition or he'd rush out. And I was like, kind of pulled a big mic there where I was just like, I ain't going to tell him because he going to. You know what I'm saying? Once he told me, I was like, oh, that's good, man. Me too. When? 10 years ago, bro. No. But yeah. But go ahead.
No, that was like, yeah. Mike gets with Alicia, they smash, and that's kind of it for their after that. I think the movie goes back to the wedding, and then they kind of resolve the wedding issue. They find Roland, they get him sober enough to drink to go get married. He comes back to the wedding, apologizes, and to me, the best parts of the movie is when they're young.
Yeah.
The best parts of the movie is when they're young, but when they're older, it's just I could have did without. To be honest, looking back at it now, I could have did without the parts.
Just made it like a young version of the movie and left the old version out of it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so because the most memorable parts are when they're young.
Yeah.
Nothing memorable happens, to be honest, when they're old at the wedding or when they just trying to find Roland or when they actually find Roland. It's kind of meh on that part.
I think they had to have the older version in because those are all the heavy hitter actors. You got to have Omar Epps, Taye Diggs, Sanaa Lathan, Lisa Ray. All right, so yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
Most
they probably want to
memorable.
watch those kids.
I would have, but yeah, you're
Yeah,
right. That's what gets you in. That's what brings you into the movie. You see the big names, and then when you get there, it's like a switcheroo. Like, oh, this is the
and
best
you
part of
get
it.
yeah, and you have to. How do I get adults to come watch this movie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You
and
know
it's
what I'm
rated
saying?
R too. It's rated R, so like you can't just have
Yeah, yeah,
8-year-olds come into the movie or whatever.
yeah. But as an 8-year-old, you can watch it.
It's
Right?
not gratuitous.
Yeah.
It's not like super sexualized. It's not super graphic or nothing like that.
Yeah, I think except for like cursing in the beginning with Slim. I think he was cussing like very beginning movie, just like doing a lot of cursing.
Yeah. But like,
Shit
it's
like
nothing
that.
that you probably ain't heard from your daddy or your uncles before.
Yeah, yeah. You right. Just when they tell you to go in another room.
Yeah. Yeah. Or when they at the barbecue, it's like late at night, like 8, 9, 10, 11 at night. They outside playing spades. You supposed to
Yeah,
be in the house with your cousins playing the game or whatever, but you just
yeah.
listening.
I'll sleep. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Like, what they talking about? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they crazy.
Come outside, acting like trying to hear something, acting like you can't sleep or something.
I'm thirsty. I ain't thirsty.
You
Um,
know.
most memorable scene for you.
Mm.
It's kind of hard. I know because like it really don't resonate with you. But like the most memorable scene in a movie that doesn't resonate with you.
Most memorable scene in a movie that don't resonate with me.
Why would you
It's
ask me
going
that?
no, I would say when you get into the fight with Stacy,
Okay.
right? Because I've been on both sides of that. I've been the big brother that got to come up
Yeah.
and like handle somebody, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
also been the dude who I've had to like step in for my sister, knowing I'm gonna have to go deal with somebody big brother.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Yeah.
just like, yeah, okay, I said, yeah. So that. Oh, and then the other most memorable scene, him dancing in the mirror. We've all done that.
Oh yes,
Where he
yes.
dancing, you like that? You like that? What you think about? You see these moves? Like I feel like we've all been there at one point in time in life where you just like got to get ready for the dance, or I got to get ready for something, and you like kind of right. So
Yeah.
that those two parts right there. And his mama walk in on him when he got the bunny rabbit or
It
something.
look like Bugs Bunny or something like that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So that those two parts right there.
Okay. For me, that's a hard question for me because like I said, it's my favorite movie of all time. Like to me, like most scenes are memorable because they resonate with me. But if I was to choose one, it would probably be the scene where Stacy and Mike are in the car right before he drops him off to the dance. It's just like he told her, like he kind of like in that scene he explains to him why he beat his ass,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then he's like, "Hey man, that's my little sister. It's always somebody over here trying to do something with her, right?"
Yeah,
And then like he gave him respect too. Like, "Hey man, you ain't no punk. You did what you had to do, but I apologize about beating your ass." You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So he's like, "I like you." And then he actually he gave him the nickname Big Mike. He was the one that gave
yeah,
him the name. He was
yeah,
like Big Mike. And then he was like, like I said, he gave him the playbook. He gave him the play. Like, hey, go get you a dance. I want you to go get you a dance. It was
yeah.
like a direct order. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that song come on, you better get a dance on me.
Yeah. Don't let her come back and you ain't get that dance. And they played that song.
Yeah,
Right. So like I think that because like that scene humanized Stacy. Because up until that point, all you seen him was be the bully and
mm-hmm.
then be a bank or be a criminal.
Yeah.
Right. And then immediately after that, that was it. Like he was just he became more human. And
Mm-hmm.
and then I think that's kind of the best part of the movie to me. Rating. So we got in our relevant movie ratings, we have we kind of have a sports theme for the rating. There's lottery, which is bad, well, really bad. Playoff, contender, championship, dynasty. So, with that being said, what do you rank The Wood?
All right. So right now I'm looking. I Google.
And we put them in a vacuum too when we rank them. You don't.
What's a vacuum?
So it's nothing. So like you just got this movie and nothing else, like no comparisons or something like that.
Okay. All right. So if I can't compare it to nothing, I was gonna compare it. But if I
okay. So all right, do both. Do you? Not my bad. Do you?
Right,
I can't tell you how to rank your.
I'm gonna do both. Right. So I Google black movies, early 90s and 2000s. Right.
Okay.
And then what came up for me was a lot of different type of movies. You got your poetic justices.
Mm-hmm.
You got Malcolm X. You got Friday. Juice. New Jack City. But if I were to compare it to like movies that are like that, right? So we would do like Best Man.
Yeah. Brown Sugar.
Those movies like that. I'm gonna make it. It's not a championship. What's right below a championship?
What's right below? Contender.
It's a contender.
Okay.
It's a contender. When I going back and watching it, it's a contender. Yeah, great acting, great storytelling. Like moments that are memorable, right? You always gotta have. I think whenever you're doing a good movie, you gotta have moments that are quotable. Right, and they had little, and I'm listening. I was going back listening to it. Like, oh, my breath kicking like Bruce Lee. I don't know if it came from that. I'm like, okay, cool, right?
What page 15 on?
Yeah, what page 15 on? Right, little things like that, right? Which I remember it being in school, people making those jokes, right? So for me, it's a contender. It's quotable, got good scenes, teaches you some lessons, depicts black people in a positive light, even the thug like Stacy. I think that. But my only problem is he was drunk on his wedding day. The level of drunk he was.
He was.
Ain't no sobering up. Because now I know what it is to be drunk.
Yeah, right. It take up like a day, especially at that age, bro. Like it's gonna take like a day and a half to recover from that.
You're not sobering up.
No.
It's just not happening.
No.
So that's my only problem. I'm watching because he's like messing with Roland, like messing with Slim, yeah, right. So I'm like, okay, he's done.
Yeah, he bought some. Right? He got grits from the. He's like, why you got grits?
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, he know what it is to be drunk now. Ain't no sobering up for that, man. And I find it hard to believe that she would still want to marry him if he's like, like that's probably my only issue with the movie. I'm like, bro, you was way too drunk to stand up on that officer because I know what it feels like. You feel like shit, like you just
what? Done. And then. At the reception, they had wine. They still had wine, champagne.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking no more.
Yeah, and if he was able to sober up like that, he's an alcoholic.
Oh yeah, he a functioning alcoholic.
Yeah, he a functioning alcoholic.
Yeah, because he used to
it. Yeah. So that's it. So great movie though.
Okay. Is there anything you said a contender? Is there anything that they could have done to make it a championship movie? But I know Dynasty is probably out of the realm, but like anything that could have boosted it up one more level?
Not for me.
It is what it is, huh?
Yeah, it is what it is. I think if the only thing they probably could have did was tell a better story of them as adults.
Yeah. Okay.
So the story of them as kids is top tier. The story of them as adults is just like, it's kind of like, I gotta have this in here to because we gotta have adults in the movie.
Right. Yeah, because it kind of like their decisions as kid or their personalities or decisions as kids, you don't really see how that affects them as adults.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. Right.
Yeah.
So like
The personalities ain't even that. For me, it feel like a 180.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I don't know.
Well, especially because like Roland getting married.
Yeah,
But
he
I
don't
think
seem
that
like the same Roland to me.
I think that was on purpose, though. I think that's like the irony of it. Like, oh, Roland's the player, so he's the one that's getting married, right? Like Mike is the one that falls in love quick. He's the one that's without, right? And Slim just, but you know, and then they kind of like, it's a throwaway line in there, but like Slim, he just loved to hoop, and they said like, oh, he went overseas to play ball at one point.
Yeah, a coach.
No, he played ball.
Yeah, and he a coach.
Oh, is that what they? Because I never. Okay. Oh, I never. I ain't that kind of.
You know the movie is based on like 3 real friends, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So when you go into the convenience store, when it was in the convenience,
is that Slim in the back?
The 3 dudes, the 3 dudes behind.
Oh, I said. You know what? I think I've like when I see that scene, I always kind of thought like. It's something about these 3 dudes behind the scene.
Why is it 3 dudes?
Yeah, like whenever you walk into a corner store and there's 3 dudes behind the register.
So why 2 of them look alike? Because Slim and Slim both look like, you know what I mean? Both bald. Yeah.
He's the one in the blue shirt, huh? Slim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that. Yeah. Yeah, I would give to be honest, like I know it's not the greatest movie of all time. It's just my favorite movie. I would give it a solid contender.
Yeah.
Just like I'm right there with you. Solid contender, right? It's very simple. It ain't like there's nothing deep about it. And it's very easy to digest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, the best scenes are with them as younger, and you probably could have. I don't know if you could have dealt without the grown up scenes, but like you could have elaborated on the grown ups a little more to kind of further flesh out these characters. Because essentially when they're grown up, when you see them as grown ups, like they're just kind of like setting up the kids. As opposed to like it kind of should be different. Kind of should be backwards, right? Like we're supposed to be using the kid scenes to set up them as adults.
Yeah.
But it's like you see them as adults to set up the kids.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. The Wood is a solid contender. I would definitely recommend it to anybody. Especially young males. Especially young black males.
About 11, 12 years old.
Yeah.
Getting ready to go to like the 8th or 9th grade or something like that.
Yep. Got it. Yeah. Yep. You had something you wanted that you might want to discuss a little bit.
Oh, let's bring up my boy Ant-Man, man. They all mad at my boy Ant-Man because he said. So before I even say it, I think people, in order to win their arguments, I know they do. They like take little bits and pieces and like. Try to like, you didn't say the right word here, right, to win their argument.
Yeah.
But basically, Ant-Man was talking about how people weren't that skilled back in the day. And I think more so not just skilled, but athletic back in the day when Jordan was playing.
Mm-hmm.
And all the old heads is just up in arms.
Okay.
What do you think about that? Do you think he's right? Do you think he's wrong?
So what did he say?
So basically, he was saying back in the day when Jordan was playing, right? People weren't as skilled.
Okay.
Let me see if I can pull it up directly. I'm just giving you the base.
Skilled. What do we? Because that could be subjective, right? What is when we talk about basketball skills? What are we talking about? Like, are we talking about like just dribbling ability, shooting ability, IQ of the game, like, because are we talking about athleticism? Like, I don't know what we are talking about exactly. Because I don't know. I gotta hear what he said exactly.
Okay, so WSJ asked Edwards about the difference between the game today and MJ's era. Ant-Man admitted that he didn't watch much 80s and 90s, so he doesn't really know. However, he took a swipe at the past generation by saying he's unsure if anybody back then outside of Jordan had any basketball skills.
Okay, so he kind of stepped on his own argument right there.
Yeah.
You just said I didn't see it, so you can't make a comment on something you didn't see, right?
Yeah, but I mean, he's unsure. He didn't say for sure I know. He just said, I don't know. Basically said, I don't know if anybody outside of Jordan had any skills back then.
Then what are we talking about? Then what are we talking about there? Like, I don't.
I'm trying to figure out why everybody's so mad at him. He said, I didn't watch it, right? So I don't know if anybody outside of Jordan had any skills. He didn't say they didn't. He said, I don't know if they did. And only reason he probably know Jordan is because y'all keep bringing him up to me.
Yeah. I don't. To me,
so should he know that if they had skill or not?
Should he? I mean, should is a strong word, right? Not necessarily. I mean, because he didn't play in that era, so why should he know, right? However, there is a thing called like knowing it's your craft, right? You should think like you would know a little bit about the history of your craft, right? But to say like I didn't watch this, so I'm unsure. Yeah, you're unsure. So that's a factual statement, right? Because you didn't.
Yeah, why they mad at him for making that statement?
Yeah. So is that the only quote? Because they kind of acting like he's. Because they kind of acting like he said nobody was.
Took a swipe at past generation by saying the swipe is I'm unsure if anybody had skill back then outside of Jordan.
Okay.
So should they be mad at that statement?
No. Just like on the surface, no, they shouldn't. But like, you know how like old heads be, they be like, they think because like the problem is like with old heads, like they have a fear of being forgotten.
Yeah.
And like with every day, they become closer and closer to being forgotten. Except for one dude.
Yeah. One
dude is never gonna be forgotten. And it's kind of hard being one of the other dudes who when every day passes, we forget about somebody in the NBA. Like some old dude in the NBA. Every day we forget about him.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So I think that's where that stems from. Like they just scared to be forgotten and not remembered in time.
What's crazy though, I think I was listening to Spencer Dinwiddie, and he was talking about when people be like, oh, you ain't gonna win no championships. He's like, man, outside of the Jordans, the Kobes, the Shaqs, the LeBrons, ain't nobody gonna remember us, man. I'm getting this bag.
Yeah.
Like even if you do win championships,
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you ain't like, what, Draymond Green got what? Oh? 20 years from now, everybody will remember Draymond Green. Not saying that he's not, like Draymond Green, my favorite defensive. I argue all day Draymond Green is the greatest defensive player in basketball. I watched his defensive highlights. Okay. I done watched him guard the whole team by himself. Like, for real. Like, he close out, run over here, push his teammate out here, do a switch, go block a shot. But unless you're one of those GOATs, ain't nobody really gonna remember you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to figure out, like, why they be getting upset, like those old school players be getting upset that the new generation say anything. Nobody really remember y'all anyway. But maybe it's their way of trying to stay relevant.
Yeah.
You You know what I'm saying? Like,
It is.
I don't know. Like Isaiah Thomas be like, his only thing that keep him relevant now is his beef with Jordan. Right? Scottie Pippen, same thing,
his little
right?
finger dribbles.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, I'm like, what are we doing? Like,
like sitting on the ground.
Yeah. It's like he's dribbling with his index and his middle finger, and then
yeah. It's like, what are we doing? That's the highlight. That's it right there. Oh man. Yeah, they old school funny, man. I hope I'm never like that.
You know how Isaiah can't be remembered, right? Because this is what thing he does have. He's one of two little men who led his team to championship. One of two.
Yeah.
Only two of them. And that's all he got.
Yeah. I said, no, I don't want anybody to sound like I'm, Isaiah Thomas is cold, right? Yeah. For me, probably third best point guard all time.
Oh. I'm keep going. I was just thinking.
I'm just saying he top 5 point guard all time, probably third. So I want to people like once you make a joke about somebody, they get to before you can before you can come up with anything, third best point guard all time. But the finger dribble still was funny.
We play piano.
Yeah, he's like
that's how you work on your handles.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Third, who's two?
Steph.
Okay, so one is Magic.
Come on, man. We're gonna take him. We'll put him up here.
Yeah.
Then we can start our conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on, man. It'll never be a greater story. Is it his rookie year?
Rookie year, championship, finals MVP.
Yeah, Kareem got hurt. Have no fear. The Magic Man is here. Like you can't. Come on, man. Until somebody can pull that off, which I don't think another rookie will ever come in.
No, because you gotta think back then it wasn't like a lottery system. It was a coin flip.
Yeah,
it was a coin flip between the Lakers and the Celtics.
Yeah,
like they have made nobody's gonna make the playoffs like that and then get the number 1 overall pick. Yeah,
so he basically went into a loaded team.
Yeah.
Him and Larry Bird went to loaded teams.
Yeah, exactly.
That would probably be my only, not saying they not great players, right? But, and not saying, people make all kinds of arguments. They went to teams that were loaded with Hall of Famers. I'll put it like that.
Yeah. Like, imagine, okay, so LeBron and them, that was 2003, right?
Yeah.
The Pistons won in 2004. They had the number 2 overall pick that year.
Yeah, so imagine
if they got Melo.
Well, they ruined that. Because they had the opportunity that was just wild to me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they could have had Melo.
Which changes the trajectory of his whole career.
Mm-hmm. He would have a championship.
He got multiple championships.
Yeah. He would have because they got the 2. The Pistons got the 2 after that. Yeah. Yes, I don't.
Yeah, that would be right. That'd be like Larry Bird going to the Celtics would be the equivalent of Melo getting drafted, or Wade getting drafted to the Pistons.
Yeah, one of
team
them.
Team that was championship ready. But nowadays, you're not getting drafted to a team that's championship ready. You're going to a bum team.
Yep.
Like my boy Victor Wembanyama.
Go to a bum team and a bum market. Since you love markets so bad.
So, what?
You love markets. You think everybody need to go to LA or New York?
I didn't say that. You see, you're doing it. I said.
What am I doing?
Market does matter. I think I think it matters less, like football and NBA In NFL, it matters less because they've grown the sports to be like kind of global entities.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter as much, right? But it does matter. But like WNBA, that market matters. Caitlin Clark, Caitlin Clark needs to be in LA. Like Juju, when she get drafted, she needs to go to LA.
That would be good for her.
It'd be good for their league too.
Yeah,
you need in order to that's what happened with the NBA. You had Magic in LA, you had my boy Larry Bird in Boston. That helped take them to the next level. And then you get Mike in Chicago. You had Isaiah. These are markets, and then we can grow it. Once we grow it, who cares where they go, right? Like Patrick Mahomes is a perfect example. You know, where is he at?
Kansas City.
Don't even matter, right?
Because that's the NFL though. Well, yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They don't matter in once you have an established brand. But as far as like leagues that are trying to grow, the market matters. That's why they took the Silver Stars and put them in Las Vegas.
The Silver Star. Oh, that's what they did. I thought they just
Las Vegas Aces.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You know I follow WNBA.
Yeah. I just thought they got rid of that.
I might not go to them boring games, but
I like watching Asia, man.
I've been rocking with them since Cynthia Cooper, since the Houston Comets.
Yeah.
I don't even think Houston got a team no more, right?
Nope.
Yeah. Cheryl Swoops, Cynthia Cooper, Tina Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
I've been rocking with them. I'm their biggest supporter. They need to listen to me, man. I'm trying to tell them.
I get it. I get you. I got it.
So.
All right. That's it, folks. Thank you for joining us on the Rellovent Podcast, the retro movie review. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, be easy.